We are highlighting businesses that have donated to our auction. Today we are with the owner of the historic Requa Inn in Klamath.
I'm Janet Wortman, and I'm a Yurok tribal member from the coast of Northern California, and I own a wonderful inn called the historic Requa Inn right on the banks of the Klamath River, right by the ocean. Well, it's a small community. There's about 800 people that live in Klamath, and Klamath is a community, not a town. We're in a 20-mile radius from us is almost all of the redwood parks. We've got the national and the state parks that are there. Jedediah State Park is within 20 minutes of us. And again, the mighty Klamath is right out the front door. And then if you hang out one of the windows of the inn on the front side, you can see the ocean. But at night when you're in bed, I have down comforters and down pillows, and you leave your window open and you can feel the cool ocean air, but you can also hear the ocean waves. I have very deep roots on Requa Hill, and that's what the inn is named after, Requa Inn. It was actually built in the 1860s, called the Pioneer Hotel, and there wasn't a bridge across the Klamath River. And so they used to ferry back and forth. And my great-grandfather, Jimmy Brooks, used to ferry people across the river. And then they would stay at the Pioneer Hotel. And then that burned down in the 1914. And then they built that Requa Inn. So I've been driving past the inn since I was a little tiny girl, going to visit my grandma and grandpa. And then in 2008, we had the opportunity to purchase it, so we made the purchase at that time. So we've had it for 15 years this February.
Requa Inn has donated a 2-night stay for up to 6 guests in the Requa House at the historic Requa Inn.
So coming to stay at the inn as the donation, it's a 2-night stay in a king-size room. And like I mentioned, the rooms have down comforters and down pillows. Each of them has a private bath. You're gonna have a view of the river, and it's beautiful. It's, like I said, it's right by the ocean, and so you'll get an ocean breeze in and be able to hear the ocean rocking you to sleep at night. That does include breakfast in the morning, $100 for breakfast. We use organic eggs and organic maple syrup, so it's a beautiful, beautiful breakfast, nothing fancy. It's very basic. We try and make it as comforting and lovely. There's a lot of people who walk in that inn and they're just like, huh? Oh, because it feels like home. It's just like being at your favorite aunt's house. It's a wonderful, wonderful feeling. So we're offering that up as our thanks to PBS and all that they do for the community. I believe in PBS being one of the only stations, I feel, in the United States that is giving us true information, whether they agree with it or not on a personal basis. So I really appreciate that. And anything that we can do to support PBS, we are not that far away from Redding, and I know your reach is very far-reaching, and so I'm excited to offer the inn to a different group, a new group of people, or even people who have been there before and had forgotten. We've done a lot of improvements over the last 15 years, and I think anyone who comes and stays will be pleasantly surprised. Winter and the spring is a little bit slower for the inn, so it is an excellent time to come and relax and unwind. Like I said, we still have beautiful, beautiful weather a lot of the time. It's also a great time in April, to come watch the orca go by. They like to hang out in front of the mouth of the river. I am a Yurok tribal member, and again, this is the first time in 160 years that a Yurok has owned the inn and owned the land. The same as when we bought the house and the cottage up the hill. First time in 160 years that piece of the hill has been owned by a tribal member. So it's important to me to own part of a sacred space like that. Even though my family's lived on the hill for 10,000 years or more, this really is my home. And I want everyone who comes and stays to feel like it's their new home too. So So I'm excited for all of you to run to your phones and make a bid for the historic Requa Inn, 2-night stay, breakfast for both mornings, and a free bottle of wine in your room. Come support PBS. I believe in their values, I believe in their mission, and I know you do too. So support not only a local business, but also an incredible institution.
Bid now at kixe.org/auction.